Hey, it's Tyler Cavalli, Jacob Roth with you as we are in Minden for another KRVN edition of Sizzling Across Nebraska, the Red Meat Road Trip. Glad to have you along, and thanks to our great sponsors in Cross Diamond Cattle, Cross Diamond Meats, and the Nebraska Cattlemen. We are here at Midwest Meat Company, where Harold Colby, who is the owner and operator here at Midwest Meat Company, is joining us. Harold, thanks for having us here. You have quite the facility.
Thank you. Appreciate you being here.
Let's talk about you being a part of the Nebraska Beef Passport program and really where that idea originated, why you wanted to be a part of it.
We've actually done it for a few years now. We were approached and it just seemed like a good idea. Anything to promote Nebraska beef.
And let's talk about what people may encounter if they are part of the Passport program or just if they've never stopped by here before, what you guys offer.
Pretty much a full offering of everything, beef, pork, poultry. Our entire retail area is fair game. Beef sticks, summer sausage, jerky. We make all of our own bratwurst. Everything's done here in-house. Pretty much anything in these cabinets either we carry, or you mentioned Cross Diamond Cattle, we carry some of their product as well.
No, and this is a thing that you don't see everywhere you go, is as you're looking around, you see the meats, you see the fancy bacons, the different kinds of sticks, but also I've got pizzas over there. Of course, it's beef pizza, meat lovers, things like that, but also some casseroles, it looks like. Talk about kind of the other varieties you have outside of just the beef and the other meats that you offer.
Well, so the pizzas came along. Everything that's on there as far as the topping is stuff that we make here in-house, whether it be pulled pork, smoked brisket, bacon, any of those things are all our own product. The casseroles, those are actually Cross Diamond. They're heat and eat meals. We do a ton of processing for them. They take that product, they do a fantastic job of turning that into what you see over there in the case. And so those have gotten extremely popular. It's kind of a neat transaction. They bring beef in and they bring that stuff in, and it just works.
Where did that idea come from? Because again, you don't see that a lot with meat lockers or shops.
I honestly don't know how that came to be. It was just something that they're great people. We had talked to them a little bit. I honestly don't know. It just kind of happened.
You can take credit for it because it is a good idea.
Yeah,
it was all you.
I've been on it for a couple of years now. No, I wish I could take credit, honestly. I don't remember how it came to be. It was something that I think we found out they were doing it, and it was kind of intriguing. I think maybe Meredith had mentioned that they were using some of the product that we process for them in those meals, and it just seemed to be a good fit. It's local. They raise stuff local, it being processed local, and it's a good product. She turns out really good products.
Yeah, and kind of talk about, speaking of turning out good products, some expansion has been some things we saw, some fresh concrete. Talk a little bit about the growth that you guys are going through here as you've been here for a couple of years.
So we built this a couple of years ago, like you said, and we've grown way faster than we thought we were going to. There's always a problem of not having space. It doesn't matter what business you're in, I guess square footage is always a precious commodity. Kind of where we're at is that the need for some of the products we make is actually beyond what we have the capacity for. So we have new equipment coming in. We have a smokehouse on its way from Germany. The square footage that you saw the concrete going in on earlier today, that'll actually house our smokehouses. That'll be a dedicated area specifically for that, and allow us to better handle the volume or the need for volume that we're experiencing. We've just seen that growth, part of it being federally inspected. We have a full-time USDA inspector, and so that allows us to do things. We're able to put stuff into restaurants, grocery stores. We do processing for schools, but a lot of our business comes from the pasture to plate or farm to fork community, that those producers are reselling that product. And so we do a lot of value-added product, beef sticks and jerky and such, and it's just become just busy.
Let's talk about when we stop by other meat lockers, we're learning that really since COVID, it's kind of changed the game, right? I mean, you guys have, in other places, amped up how much is coming in. Talk about how that's changed for you guys and now what your day-to-day looks like.
So during COVID, it was almost overwhelming. We actually stopped processing anything but beef, and even then we had a hard time keeping up. We're at a point now where we're thinking we're going to start reintroducing some of that other stuff. We'll probably start taking hogs before long, but as it is, we are a beef facility. As far as the numbers that are coming in, there's a lot of talk about the beef herd smaller and such, and things have changed. We're not booked out 2 years like we used to be, but that's back kind of the way it should be. When people are booking out 2 years, they're booking animals that they don't have or animals that aren't born yet. And so it becomes kind of a nightmare. You have producers selling appointments to other producers. As a locker, you don't know who's bringing stuff into you, or you get cancellations. A lot can happen in 2 years. So as it stands now, we're booked out a few months tight. After that, we have stuff scattered throughout, but we try to keep ourselves in a position where if somebody has an immediate need, we can usually try to figure out a way to squeeze them in. It may be, a few weeks or a month out, but we try to accommodate everybody.
All right, Harold, as we wrap things up here with you, we'll talk to your son Trent here in just a moment. But if somebody wanted to get in contact with you, your family, as it is a family operation, and if they wanted to bring their critter here, or if they wanted to get some information or buy some things, how can they do that?
They're always welcome to stop in. We're here Monday through Friday. Saturday, we're here for half a day. We have a website, certainly by phone, smoke signals, pretty much anything you can imagine we're open-minded to. At this point, we don't have a website designed for retail sales. That may come in the future. But yeah, I would say standard methods, give us a shout or stop in, whether that be for retail, if somebody's looking for quarters, halves, wholes, any of that stuff, we can sure accommodate it.
And of course, everywhere we've been going, we've been trying some beef as well. If you're to try something here that you guys have, what would you recommend?
You like spicy or mild?
We love it all. Spicy is our way to go.
Well, you want to try some beef sticks?
Let's try some beef sticks.
Let's crack
do it.
them open.
All right, that is Harold Colby joining us, again, owner of Midwest Meat Company, next to our great sponsors, Nebraska Beef Council and Dawson County Cattlemen. We'll catch up with Trent Colby, the son, coming up here on KRVN Sizzling across Nebraska. We're back as KRVN Sizzling across Nebraska. Tyler Cavalli, Jacob Roth, the Red Meat Road Trip, as we are here in Minden at Midwest Meat Company. Well, we just tried a little bit of the Sweet Heat, was it meat stick? Beef stick. We're now joined with Trent Colby, who's a plant manager here at Midwest Meat Company. Really good. This was your idea, right?
I guess so, yeah.
Talk about the inspiration.
Yeah, we were doing deer way back in the day, and we just got kind of tired of all the generic seasonings, mixtures that you'd find. And, I had some deer meat laying around that I shot last year, and Mom's like, well, what do you want to do with it? I said, well, I want something sweet and I want something hot. What can we do? And she worked her magic, kind of does what she does. She's the scientist behind it all. I might have the idea, but she makes it happen. So it's got a little bit of barbecue flavor to it, that smoky, savory flavor, and then it kind of hits you in the back with the jalapeno and cheese, and that really kind of sends it home and filled my need. It was awesome.
Magic is the right word to describe what that was, because it was very, very good. I was like, taking a bite, and everybody thinks they got the best thing ever, but you taste it, okay, this is actually gonna have to take a couple packages home. This is really good.
And the cheese adding into it as well. That was a good idea. So nice job to you and Mom as well.
She can wear that one.
Well, you're the founder, if you want to say, with Midwest Meat Company. I understand that you were scrolling through social media or Craigslist at one point, and you're the reason this happened, kind of.
Way back then, I was 12 years old. I was looking for a pickup. I needed a school rig, needed to drive to school, and I ended up clicking on the wrong tab. I got into the business pages of Craigslist. That top little deal was, it used to be called Garvin Meats way back in the day. They were selling their business down in Franklin. Mm-hmm. We were, avid deer hunters and that sort of thing. We'd process a couple deer in our garage. At that point, we were not in the meat business at all. I approached my parents. I was like, man, this would be great. We could do our own deer. They thought, yeah, we need an entire business to process our own deer. That's a great idea. A month later, they bought it. That was kind of shocking. Okay, I guess we're going to get her done. A lot of YouTube, a lot of other processors in the area extending their knowledge, helping us, the university. Anybody that's willing to give us advice, we were taking it. And that's kind of how we got here.
Yeah, and talk about a little bit, because you kind of left and then came back, because this is a newer building. Talk about what made you want to come back and kind of the growth you've seen in these past couple of years, not only in the business, but in terms of you kind of being the plant manager here.
Sure. We have great help. The help makes it so that we can actually get something done. If it was just me and my folks in here, we'd be that small little mom and pop shop doing the same thing every day. day in and day out. To be able to come back, they built this place. I couldn't ask for something better. You know, this is something that will be generational. Hopefully my kids can step into the same situation I did. Going to college, looking around at what was available, there just really wasn't anything that got me excited like this. You know, being able to be a part of the community, part of the food circle, help local producers, kind of have a job with meaning, I guess, was kind of appealing to me. Just the food safety side of it was really exciting.
Why is it important to have a place like this that is available for Nebraska beef producers to stay local?
The local side is awesome. So, you know, there's just something kind of romantic about thinking about your producer that lives 5 miles out of town selling a quarter of beef to a family that lives in town. You know, that kind of gets me excited. I like seeing that money stay local. I like seeing, you know, neighbors help neighbors. They support us. You know, we don't make payroll, we don't make money if they don't bring beef to us. So that kind of full circle moment's really cool to see. You know, everybody kind of coming in and supporting us.
And kind of this is going past that local community side, but we heard a little bit about it. You guys are USDA. There's an inspector here all the time. Talk a little bit about what that all entails and how that kind of sets you here at Midwest Meat Company apart in Minden.
It's a headache. No, it's really not that bad. Them being in here gives us an opportunity to grow. You know, it gives our producers that do business with us another chance to grow. They are able to peddle their beef wherever they'd like. They're not confined to their own hometown. They can go across the state. They can sell after the time of slaughter. They can go out of state lines. You know, it's a game changer for a lot of our producers. I know we have several that they're in Texas, they're in Arizona, they're traveling everywhere sharing Nebraska beef. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So,
as we wrap things up here, Trent, let's talk about again what you guys offer here, and if someone wanted to get a hold of you and your family about maybe bringing their animal here.
Sure. As far as offerings here, honestly, if you can read about it on Facebook or dream it up, we can probably get it done for you. Just the other day, we had tomahawks in here. From tomahawks to crosscut shanks for ossobuco, any type of bratwurst a person could want. Really, if you ask for it, I can probably get it for you. If I can't, my mom surely can. She'll make it for you. On the getting a hold of us part, you know, our Facebook's usually pretty active. It's Midwest Meat Company Facebook. There's a group page on that will do specials, deals, stuff like that. Quarters, halves, availability, that sort of way. Phone number, you know, stop in, whatever works. We're always here.
All right, sounds good. And shout out to Mama Colby as well, as she is behind the scenes on here as well. Again, that is Trent Colby, who is a plant manager here at Midwest Meat Company, joining us as, again, we're sizzling across Nebraska, part of the Nebraska Beef Passport Program. Get yours for free by going to the Nebraska Beef Council, who is a sponsor of this program, along with the Dawson County Cattlemen, also Cross Diamond Cattle and Cross Diamond Meats, and the Nebraska Cattlemen. For Jacob Roth, I'm Tyler Cavalli for KRVN Radio.